Hey. If you follow me on social media, you'll know I'm a big fan of Smash, but what you might not know is that I've been entering Smash tournaments for almost a decade, since the tail end of Brawl. And those were the days. I could go into how I started getting into Smash competitively, but there's not really much of a story to tell there. I mean, I like Smash. So I thought I'd share with you some of my worst tournament experiences instead. This is Tourney Stories. For today's Tourney Story, let me take you back to 2014. At this point, I'd only really entered tournaments hosted by my uni, but I had entered one organised by the Smash UK Facebook group, which was probably the most official UK scene for Smash at the time, and kinda still is, I think. It was sort of like the first real tournament I ever went to, and it was hosted by them the year prior. The venue? London Anime and Gaming Convention. Or LAGC for short. I went with my cousin Tom, and we had a blast! So when my friend told me about another Brawl tournament happening at the same venue, we were in. We were so in.
Except it wasn't run by the same people. Here's what happened.
Me, my cousin Tom, and my friend Dougie went to the venue, and we found a room with lots of different games and consoles everywhere. But at the door, with a beautifully big CRT, was a Brawl setup. But there was just one problem. No one was there. The room opposite was filled with people and what looked like LAGC organisers. I don't know why it keeps doing that. This room had loads of competitive games, like Tekken, Street Fighter, Injustice, but no Smash. I guess it was the fighting games only room.
Party game ball.
So I mosey on over to someone who looks like he knows what he's doing in life, and I say, "Yo, what gives? Where's my Brawl at?" And he gives me that librarian over the glasses, keep your voice down look, and tells me you'll find whoever's in charge of it. A few minutes later, this guy comes stumbling in with an A4 and paper and announces the sign-up sheet. Honestly, if it wasn't for me, I don't think this tournament even would have happened. Maybe it probably shouldn't. I sign up, Tom signs up, Dougie signs up, a fourth guy, and about 20 other people. I said fourth guy for a reason. It's important, don't worry about it. LAGC man gathers us all in front of the one Brawl setup and lays down the law. We started off with the standard rules, 3 stock, no items, etc, etc. Then out of nowhere he just busts out a no chain grabbing rule, which as far as I'm aware is completely unprecedented. Being a Falco main in Brawl, that was like a standard bread and butter combo. The milk to my cereal. So I shouted out, "What?" Kinda like a "can you believe this guy?" And everyone just laughed, even though he literally just took my milk. But the rules just got way more wacky from there. The first 2 rounds were 4-player free-for-alls, with the top 2 advancing to the next round. We're all just looking at each other like, what the hell have we gotten ourselves into, But whatever, he calls up the first match. Jezo, Tom, Dougie, and fourth guy. He didn't even bother to shuffle the names and just took the sign-up list for what it was. This guy just did not give a rat's ass. I feel bad for all the people that signed up with a friend, goodness me. So we sit down for our first match, and it's at this point that we realise that Dougie's main, Wolf, was not on the character select screen. Since only the top 2 went through, and of course I wanted to be one of those 2, I kind of felt like I had to pick between Tom and Dougie as to who to advance with, like LAGC man was playing some kind of cruel game to split up friends. Unfortunately, without Wolf, I made the decision to dare Dougie's baby Diddy straight into the blast zone. Me and Tom advanced, and we eventually get to round 3. And this is where things really get fucked. In round 3, there were 6... That's not fucking 6. In round 3, there were 6 players left. So obviously we did 2 3-player free-for-alls. These matches would then determine the matchups for the 1v1 final destination, 1 stock, no beating around the bush, finals. Alright, see if you can keep up with me on this one. This is about to get serious. I won my 3-player match, with Tom getting second in the match too. So I was up against an Olimar who won the other 3-player match, fighting for first place. Tom's match was against whoever got second in the other match. And finally there was also a match for third place, I don't know, whatever, who cares, I don't know. You okay? You alright? You following along okay? Because I'm not. Tom won his second place finals, and rather than getting a chance to fight me for first place, he just gets second place. That's it. Tournament's over for him. Second place. Because that's what was determined by Tom's match. Essentially the tournament was formatted in such a way that you would get chances to to fight for a greater result, while forfeiting any placements you should have already earned. By winning the other 3-player free-for-all, my opponent forfeited their chance of receiving second place for a chance to get first place. Now doesn't this just sound completely ridiculous? I still can't believe anyone would have the gall to think this was a somewhat reasonable way to run a tournament. I feel like a guinea pig in some kind of mad science experiment. So what was the prize, Jez? What did you do all this for? Well, actually I got a couple of things. The first was choosing some weeb clan to be a part of, which otherwise would have cost me a $5. I tried to refuse, but in the end I just chose the one that sounded the least cringy to me. High School Zombies. So there's that. But the main prize was choosing whatever I wanted from the game retailer, up to £55. So I gave them my details and they said they'd be in contact. Almost a month later, and they finally sent an email through asking what I wanted. So I asked for Hyrule Warriors on Wii U. A couple weeks passed from there and nothing. No word. So I asked them what's happening and they said, well, it's on the way. It'll arrive in the next week or so. A week or so passes and still nothing. At this point I just gave up. I couldn't be asked to keep chasing them for a tournament prize. And I don't think they could be asked to run in the first place. And that, kids, concludes the first Tourney Story. Was it the worst tournament I've ever experienced? Well, you'll just have to wait and see. Have you ever had any weird and wacky experiences at gaming events? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see something cool, check out these little numbers right here. Also, quick shout out to my boys Tom and Dougie for their help on this video. You should check out their stuff in the description below and give them a bit of love. So, we're like 5 seconds left. What are you up to this evening? Room for one more?